Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. I'll go on and show you what the Uganda Police Force is saying. Here, read with me. The police in Lyantonde have arrested Twichirize Clever, alias Mad Hunter, a 13-year-old casual worker and a resident of Kochi D-Cell, Lyantonde district, on allegations of incitement to violence and promoting sectarianism through his TikTok account. Preliminary investigations indicate that the suspect had been posting content containing vulgar and offensive language deemed inappropriate, particularly for a child of his age. Following intelligence-led investigation, the suspect was swiftly tracked down and arrested from his hideout in Kochi C-Cell, Lyantonde district. He is currently in police custody as investigations into the matter continue. That is coming in from Kasidia Twaha, the public relations officer of Greater Massacre in the Uganda Police Force. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we are learning as we speak right now. That's the kid that has been arrested. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you the content of this kid. What he's been saying. He's only 13 years old. But we have to ask our question, the most important question. Where are these little boys, these kids? It's young enough to be my child. I'm 33, so 33 minus 13, it is 20. At 20, you can have a child. So, is young enough to be my child. Where do they get the confidence to use this kind of language? I'm not condoning in any way whatsoever. If anything, I'm so glad that he was tracked down and was arrested. But at the same time, I wish that swiftness is usually used when jackbooted thugs are beating up people. They're pretty much leaving them to commit crimes in broad daylight. Nobody's arresting them. But where and how are these kids inspired to use that kind of rhetoric? I'm going to show you. But before I tell you, you won't be surprised. It's in public view for all of us to see where these kids are getting the inspiration. But let me first take you to Mad Hunter and the content. He's posted how many videos? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got 13 videos on his TikTok. And these videos are getting immense viewership. You have over 38,000 views, almost 60,000 views. You have here almost 60,000 views. And this one with almost 250,000 views. Let's go on and listen to what he says here. This is where listen.
Nze ngaze ng'omuntu nze sogombanga kukuvuma Muhoozi Kainerugaba yonana gy'oli nze mbadde nsaba kunsonyiwa nze tebukyangako neneegomba okukuvuma nze nakola bividiyo byange nga sobola kukuvuma era nga nsaaga ne bano abazidiweetinga nze Janet Muhoozi sikulinaako buzibu wamma sobola kuvuma nkuwa ekitiibwa ng'omuntu omukulu nkuwa ekitiibwa nga generaali nkuwa ekitiibwa ng'omusajja atukumye muno mu ggwanga Uganda.
This is him apologizing to Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Now let me go on and show you some of the things that he's been saying. Probably this video. And I'm so sorry that I have to play you this, but in order to really tell you what this kid has done or what is being accused, this is what's going on. Now it's very easy now to completely go after this kid and blame him. But the problem goes beyond the kid. We have to question about the kind of an environment where he's being raised, the kind of parents he has, the sort of role models he looks up to. Some of the things he's been saying, there's where I think I heard him attacking Muhoozi. I think that's not the one, might be this one. Oh my God, what's going on here?
Uganda tetuganda kiriza bubi bwa Museveni ne mutabani we Muhoozi mulira Uganda tetuganda kiriza bubi bwa Museveni ne mutabani we Muhoozi.
Yeah, Museveni and Muhoozi talking about the theft and rigging of elections. This has become a public secret that Muhoozi and Museveni have made a name or names for themselves, where they're known to be cheaters and thieves. Now, there's no lie detected there. As we come back to this little boy that has been arrested, what is his name? Mad Hunter. I think one thing is true in his name. He's mad. But let's go on. If you have the commander of Uganda's defense forces who responds to criticism from his father's political opponents with this kind of rhetoric, What are you going to have? So there's no difference between that little boy and Muhoozi Kainerugaba. This is the official Twitter handle or X handle of our Commander of Defense Forces, Muhoozi Kainerugaba, responding to Bobi Wine. Go F yourself. What do you expect? And let's go back and read here what he's been accused of. They said, I don't know whether you can read here. This says, indicate that this is posting, preliminary investigations indicate that the suspect had been posting content containing vulgar and offensive language. That's pretty much, this is the language Muhoozi is using. But we continue. And deemed inappropriate, particularly for a child of his age. Okay. Then here they say, allegations of incitement to violence and promoting sectarianism through his TikTok account. This is what I'm reading. That's what he's been accused of. Now, let's go here and tell me, isn't this threatening of violence? I exonerate my great and venerable father from what I'm going to do to Kabobi. As for Kabobi, the permanent loser, I'm giving him 48 hours to surrender himself to police. If he doesn't, we will treat him as an outlaw, a rebel, and handle him accordingly. And then you have here, Muhoozi says, personally, I'm embarrassed by our record of 22 killed in 1 week is too low. I promise to do better. That's threatening to kill people, threatening violence. Show me the difference between that little boy and Muhoozi Kainerugaba. If the commander of our defense forces uses this kind of rhetoric, says the first thing I will remove from Kabobi are his balls, talks about castrating and cutting off Bobi Wine's balls. What? Tell me, how are kids deep in the villages, these are downtrodden, hopeless, heartbroken, who are pretty much believe that their future has been taken away, stolen from them by Muhoozi Kainerugaba. How are they going to interpret this? They're going to think this is how somebody or any person speaks. If they're interpreted and be like, hey, did you see what Muhoozi said? Muhoozi said he's looking for Bobi Wine to castrate him. And what do you expect from that kid? Until we understand that a fish rots from up down, from its head, the actions of the president of a country and his son have very, very huge impact. And this is one of them, having those kind of kids. When you have Museveni, who looks at a tortured political opponent of his, and he says, oh, I've seen how Bobi Wine has been tortured. Oh, they tortured him really well. What is the interpretation that is given to his lackeys and minions? They're pretty much being given immunity to cause mayhem, to resort to violence to their political opponents. After all, they have the protection and immunity from Museveni. I've always told you about the tattoo of Tupac Shakur he had on his stomach. He used to say, Thug Life. And that was an acronym for a full sentence that went like, the hate you give to little infants F's everybody. So Museveni fed Muhoozi hate. He fed him violence. And see what we end up with. Look at the violence in the country. And Muhoozi is feeding the entire nation with vulgarity, with violence, and look at what the kids are becoming. Vulgar, inciting violence and threatening violence. This is not an isolated case. It has been building up. And this, I'm afraid, it is just the beginning. You can go on and prosecute and, if need be, persecute like you've always done this kid. But this is just the beginning. Until we stop this pretense, the facade of faith and religion we usually profess. I usually see Rabogo. Now you know, my name is Rabogo. I'm an elite. Now let me talk like an elite. We have to understand the engine of the economy. Dude, roll up the sleeves. You've got to talk to people like a normal human being, not like a robot. We've got to go and do their work. Your wife, what is her name? Natasha? Or Patience Rabogo? They've got to go and meet these young people. Not the church she leads where it is only the chosen few, the elite who attend that church. So, this kid, as violent as he sounded, as vulgar as he sounded, I cannot just put a blame on him alone. He's only 13 years old. But what does he see on social media all the time? It is Muhoozi doing that. So he's like, okay, this might be the way to go. Well, they say we reap what we sow. Pretty much this is what we are reaping. After sowing violence, that's what we are reaping. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. See ya.